Good afternoon, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, everybody. Good afternoon, every one of us, wherever you may be watching this beautiful Thursday. So happy to connect with you guys. Wow. Yeah. So, today is day two. Day two. I'm happy to be here with everybody. I don't know if you can hear me. Yeah. This is day two. And today I decided to talk about believe in yourself. Today I'm talking about believe in yourself. Yesterday I started off by giving us some kind of understanding about the subject of self-love and the fact that most of us, every time we hear about that word, we don't really understand what it means. As in, we are not used to using that word for ourselves. You know, you have friends, you say, oh, my friend, I love my friend. Oh, I love that lady. Oh, I love that guy. Oh, I love that family. You know, we use those words for other people. We use it as a third party, what have you. But hardly do you see yourself using that word actually for yourself personally. And that is where I want to start today. Because when we begin to see and prioritize the reason why we need to give ourselves that permission, then it will change a whole lot of things about today's subject with regards to self-belief. And so I want to congratulate you if you are here or you get to watch this on a replay. I want to thank you for your time. I'm deeply, deeply grateful. You know, one of the things that I've decided that I've found out to be in life is anything you believe to be a passion or anything you believe in, people will never believe it until you first believe in yourself that this thing you actually believe in it and you want it, and the commitment that is going to be fueling your action is going to be determined by how rooted that love is. And today I'm going to start with this quote by somebody that I don't know, is an unknown person, and the quote says, you find yourself when you are comfortable being yourself. I want to say it again. Thank you everyone that gets to join. Thank you very much, Mrs. Emily. Thank you very much for joining. I appreciate you. I'm deeply grateful for your time. That the quote again, I want to repeat it. You find yourself when you are comfortable being yourself. And I'm going to repeat that thing again because a lot of harm is going out there because of what the expectation and what the social media has caused. A lot of us have found ourselves living in fake life. A lot of us have found ourselves not being our authentic self. And so I'm going to start this broadcast by telling us to repeat this statement. I love me. I want you to say to yourself, if you're online and you are with me, please you can just press the like button and let me know you are here. And I want you to, wherever you are finding yourself watching this, I want you to repeat these words to yourself. I love myself. You know, you can always say, oh, I love that guy. I love myself. I want you to say to yourself, I care for myself. I believe in myself. I believe in myself. You know, when you are saying it, it might sound strange or it's not really getting, but I want you to continue to say it because the more you say this thing to yourself, when you love yourself, because nobody can love you more than you. And when you are able to come to that realization that when you say you love somebody, when you say you care for somebody, when you say you believe in somebody, you spend time with a person. I want you to look at it in that way. When you love yourself, you spend more time with yourself. When you love yourself, you don't allow anything to come in between whatever your faith or your belief in that thing is. So I want you to see it that every of those things you say to yourself. By a pattern of repetition, those things begins to come and become part of you. Subconsciously, your brain begin to pattern something that makes you see that truly this thing is true. And how I'm going to start with this, I want to say it again, that believing in yourself, believe by kind of saying it, is what is something you have continuously told yourself. I want you to believe. I want you to imagine something somebody told you in time past and you believe. The reason why you believe that thing is because you have constantly been telling yourself that thing, and before you know it, it's subconsciously just happened to become the way of life or your way of doing things, and nobody, hardly can somebody change you or turn that belief away from you. And so the onus on me this afternoon, and what I want us to achieve in this broadcast, is that anytime you believe that something is not possible, it is not going to be possible, because that is what pattern of what you have repeatedly been saying to yourself. And I, standing before you this afternoon, I am an example of something that is possible, and I am an example of something that is possible because there was a time in my life that I told myself I am not good enough, and only because of that statement I continue to attract only that faith, that fear continuously ruled everything I did. But today, what I am seeing, the pattern of belief and the pattern of life that I have and I'm seeing around what I do today, is also a function of what I have repeatedly started believing about myself, about my personality. And that is what I want to help every one of us on this call today. As women, there are many things that might have at one time or the other challenged our belief system, that have limited our faith in ourselves. And sometimes too, when we go to church, no thanks to some of the way when we listen to men of God, or some people tell us, they give us that impression that the only person you have to believe in is only in God. That once you believe in God, you don't have to believe in any other person. You don't have to believe in what have you. And one of the disservice that thing has done in us is that we always push away that part of us, that ability for us to be able to hold on to believing in God, that in actual fact and in reality, everything that He has said concerning us, we only materialize by us believing in ourselves. That is the only way. And so when we see ourselves in a program of repetition, saying those empowering words to ourselves, reading words that also have a pattern of helping us to understand that this is what can become a reality, we will begin to see great and massive change in our lives. And I want to challenge you that in helping you to form this kind of expectation, there are so many things you are going to consider. Who are those things? What are those things that shape our belief? What are those things that inform our beliefs? Most of us, when we were born and when we were growing up, we don't have any belief or anything. Our belief system arose from our upbringing, from our moms, from our parents, from the media, from the music we listen to, from movies we watch. I call it the 4 M's: the media, the movie, our moms are like our parents, and 3. And this is one of the problems, and our environment. So when we start growing up and certain words are being repeated unconsciously to us, we don't know how those things get to become a part of us, that we start to live it. And so that is one thing that I want to help us see how we can begin to change that narrative. That first and foremost, every false imagination that you have believed to be true will also come true. Why? Because we have said some false narration about certain people that we believe. When you go to the news and you see certain people, when they say something, you believe because they are role models, because they are personality, or what do you call them, they are dignitaries, and all of those things, creep by creep, starts to affect us. And that is why when you look at the Word of God, the way the Word of God is is fashioned, it has a way of helping us to kill and to destroy every of such habits and every of such belief that we have hold so long, because they are like stronghold. They stay in the thought region and our brain keeps on repeating it to us. And if we don't change the pattern, we are likely not going to see any miracle or any moment of our life change for good. And so in this month of September that I've tagged the month of self-love, which whereby I am using this month to kind of shift our emphasis to ourselves, to help us pay more attention to our inner voice and the silent part of us that people seldom hear, which happen to be the truest version of who we're supposed to identify with. Because most time when you leave the quietness and you leave the noisiness of the world and you sit down quietly, you suddenly begin to hear yourself, and the real you begin to talk to you. And one of those moments that you are able to get yourself in that solitude moment, you will begin to see the necessary strength, the strength to begin to believe that you are enough, and that you have what it takes to bring about that change and that life that you want. And I used to tell myself sometime before now that if I don't change my story, then my belief and everything about me will be the same. So before I can ever change my identity, before I can ever change my story, my life or anything around me, my belief system or anything, I must first and foremost change the story that I have programmed about myself. What kind of identity I have given myself with regards to the story that I've been told about money, about family, about relationship, about life. A lot of us, if you look at the marriage sector, so many people believe that, men, you can never get any man that is good. All men are bad. Because of that story, you can be limited in life. You can remain single for life because you have chose to believe that. And because of that repetition, which is a belief, which is a function of what you have constantly told yourself, you are going to see that you will not want to explore that part or that field or that aspect of your life. And also with money, some people believe money is not good. Some people believe anybody that is rich or wealthy, they do it from one fetish or one, that they are not pure. And so if you see anybody being rich, they just look at them with disdain. They just tell themselves, no. And do you know that by you having that form of belief in your life, do you know what you're doing? You are repelling away from you, from the universe, because it's like the way universe is function. It brings more and more to your doorstep. Everything you attract, everything you say, more of it come. If you look at it, if you suddenly start telling yourself you want to eat this kind of thing, or maybe a particular food or whatever, you will just discover that everything around you will just begin to gravitate towards that particular food. Or let me just say pizza. Children love pizza, so you just keep measuring pizza. Before you know it, or you just saw an advert of pizza. And that is one of the things that the media also does to us, that when they want to program us in a particular way, they just keep showing us an advert. They keep showing us that image of that thing. Before you know it, your inner God will just start telling you, you are hungry, go and get pizza. Before you know, you are off on your feet and you are going out all the way to go and get pizza. That is one thing I want you to imagine. So also, if you believe that money is not good and that getting rich is bad, and you don't know that if you are able to become rich, what you have successfully done to yourself, that you have become part of those people that are going to be using their riches to influence the kingdom of God positively. So if that belief is not in you, you will always repel riches. You always tell yourself you don't want to be rich. And that is why this day is very important, and this subject of self-belief, having faith in yourself is very, very important in anything you are ever going to achieve in life. And this is why I have been here to help be a guide to you and help give you another understanding that you can never, whatever you constantly say and negate, that you will repel it. It will always move away from you. It is very important. So I want you to imagine yourself, if you find yourself that this month is the last month you are going to have on earth, what are those things you are going to start telling yourself, and what are those things you are going to start doing differently? what will you begin to do differently? So I want to give you three steps on how you can start changing your belief system and change your identity and change your life as a whole. In this month of September, I am seeing a picture of a woman that is becoming strong, that is confident, that is bold, that is able to influence our world and our environment, our workplace, our sphere of influence with a new belief system that is going to make everything turn unbelievable become real. So I thank you, everyone that is able to join. I'm so glad. Thank you very much. And I want to start by saying the first thing and the first step to changing the story and the pattern of belief that I've given to yourself that has affected your life up to now. Because I want you to just look at yourself. Every picture you look at yourself today, the picture of who you are seeing today is a picture of the story you have constantly told yourself. You have told yourself that you cannot be rich. That is why you are not attracting the kind of wealth you need. Because if you believe that you want to be rich, do you know that you will begin to attract friends? You will begin to watch trends. You will begin to see movies. You will begin to look at documentaries. You will begin to program things around you that is going to see what you actually want to see. And that is why it is a good investment for you to invest in knowledge. It is a good investment for you to invest in people that are really in the line and in the path and are working towards that belief and that part of your life you want to attract. So this is the first thing I want to tell us as a way of, the first thing is to decide. Look at yourself now and decide that the next chapter of your life you want to write between this September and December, because I believe that we can always change. One of the reasons why I believe so is because when we were born, we were never born with any form of habit. And scientifically, it's been proven that we are everything, 100% of what we do repeatedly for 30 days or 60-day max. At the end of the day, it turns to become a habit. And so if you want to find a new habit or a new story or a new identity for yourself, the first thing you are going to do is you are going to first decide to cut yourself away from every pattern, from every old limiting belief, every old negative belief, or every form of self-doubt and limiting belief that you have presently been associated with. You have to cut off from that belief system because it is not doing you any good. The first thing you are going to do is to decide to cut away, to see that this actually is not helping your life. And if your life is actually going to change, you want to start with the right belief. So every belief in the past, everything about your life with regards to your past that is not good, that each time that the memory comes to you, it doesn't give you a good vibe, it doesn't give you a good flow, it doesn't get you in the state where you can be proud of yourself. You are going to do yourself a great help by first dissociating yourself from that place, from that belief. That is the first thing you need to do. And how do you dissociate yourself from that belief system? It starts by you beginning to speak out, to say out, basically bring yourself into that state of mind where you repeatedly affirm words that are positive, words that are energy giving to yourself. That is the first thing. Because when you look at yourself, success in life is more of what you believe in and what you attract. And when you become, and I'm not just saying that people that just go to church and just affirm, or you go to whatever, you just say, I am the head, I am the tail, I am this, I am that, and you're just saying it in the air without any substance to hold it. This kind of affirmation that I'm talking about, it is coming from a place of you knowing that actually, if somebody has ever, if any man anywhere in the world has been able to do anything, that gives me the clue that I can do it. I told you yesterday my story about the fact that for over 7 years of my life, I was constantly retaking an exam that's supposed to be an entrance exam for me to enter the college, by the way, university. And every time I kept writing that exam, I was thinking, I was believing that I don't have what it takes. And it was a product of inferiority complex that was associated with my growing up. Some of those things, some of us, we will not be guilty, but you owe it your world a great disservice if you are not going to change based on the circumstances that you were born with. You have what it takes to change it. So if you see these guys, these great athletes, what is this? The name of this guy, the fastest guy in the world. The very first time he achieved that feat, he was able to do that because he has seen that somebody did that and it was possible. And that was what informed that belief in him that I am going to do it. Thank you, Suad. Yeah, thank you very much for the love, but I appreciate you. So also, I want you to imagine the first time you drove a car, you ever drove a car. Somebody did it and you told yourself before you are afraid. Same with me. I was afraid. I remember, I don't want to go into that story. My first attempt of the story did not end well, but today I am very proud to be a licensed driver here in the States. But the first time you saw somebody drove a car and that desire came to you that you want to do this thing, do you know you were able to sit down by yourself and told yourself that because that person, she's a woman, she's driving, so it's first and foremost lift up that thought and that doubt and that limitation that you cannot do it. And so that is why I want you to see yourself that when you are affirming that I can be this, I will be this, I will be this, it's because you have seen people that have done it, and you also want to see that pattern of habit, that lifestyle. You want to see yourself repeat it. So these are some of the way even we can help our children. For those of us that are women, that are mothers, you know, one of the help we can do for our children is to begin to teach them our lessons, our life lessons that they can ingrain in themselves, that can help them to achieve the success they desire. Because by you able to let them see that before now, this is who I used to be. Before now, I have never imagined I will be able to write an exam and I will pass and I will go into the university. But I did it. Because I did it. So when you have this challenge, this is what you should tell yourself. Tell yourself that if anybody in the class ever passed this subject, it means that it is not difficult. I just need to go and learn and see how I'm going to do it. And that is the second point I'm going to be giving on, which is you have to commit to taking massive imperfect action. And where I'm going to point this to is because many of us will believe that until we get things done perfectly, and then we are not going to start. And if I'm going to tell you by my story, if I'm going to tell you that I'm doing this live, if I wait for everything to be perfect, I will not come on live. The first what have you that I did on my YouTube to connect to this did not connect. And I was almost running late. And I just decided to tell myself, wow. If I go ahead and get myself high up, I'm not going to have the right state of mind to be settled, to be able to come in my authentic self, to be able to engage with people. So I told myself, it's not working. I just left it. I just picked my phone. The device on the computer did not. I just picked my phone. I just turned it. I said, let's go. I just quickly have to type one line description. Whereas I've already done everything. Do you see? But this is how life is. It is in that process of a constant, massive, imperfect action that is going to demonstrate the courage that shows you that you believe in this cause, and that is what you need in life. You have to believe that you have the power to change that thing. And so in passing, I want to also say this to some of us, maybe because of our religious upbringing and some of the story we've been told. Some of us believe that if anything is going to happen, God is going to make it happen. That we don't need to do anything. We just need to continue to pray to God. God, make it happen. We don't know that we need to rise up out of the place of prayer. We have prayed to God. God, help me about this thing. You don't have to go and sit down and be waiting. I'm waiting for God to come and bring. Whereas God is waiting for us. And why I'm going to challenge you to know that mindset and that belief system, that story needs to change is because every change and every innovation you see around you that is making your life easy, if it's ever formed, for whatever reason it was invented by someone that never believes in God, or somebody that does not even go to church or does not even read Bible, does not do any of such rituals, and that person has been able to do it, that tells you that you should stop waiting on God again. If there's anything in your heart that so come to you as an idea, it is a pointer that nature, that the universe has given you what it takes to go and solve that problem. If there's anything that always comes to you Each time they talk about Nigeria, if there any part of the country that resonates with you, maybe it's the youth, maybe it's the health sector, maybe it's the transportation sector, maybe it's the food sector. Each time those nudge comes to you, it is a pointer that God has given you what it takes. You just need to go and get the skill. You just need to go and probe further, research, go and do the insight, knowledge, go for more depth on what you have inside of you that you can package to bring about a solution to that problem. And every time you take a step on that space, you are begin to see your doorstep being attracted with wealth. Because for any man that ever solve problem that man needs, money always begged at their doorsteps. And that is why I have stopped telling myself I am broke, I don't have a job, or I cannot do this, or I don't have what it takes to succeed. I have been able to identify the fact that if I can locate 10 women that are struggling with fear, that have problem with procrastination, that they always believe and second guess themselves, and they're always thinking that there is more to their life than what they are saying, I know that by reason and virtue of what I'm doing now, I have overcome certain things in my life, and I'm able to show them the way. And that is the reason for Self-Love September. And at the end of this month, I am going to be having 10 women that I'm going to be giving the opportunity for a one-on-one live call to really help them further. That this is just 30 minutes, what have you, as in getting to do the self-audit, self-discovery, self-diagnosis of what really is the problem, and we're able to solve it, and we're able to sit down together with a lot, with wealth of research and wealth of knowledge that we can both help each other. And I am telling you that you should be willing to start small. You should never despise it. You should be willing to start small. Anything you believe in, write about it. Instead of you becoming a consumer of the social media, turn it around, become a creator. Become a creator. Post something about what you believe in. Let people come to your page and find something that they can take on. Oh, she motivated. Oh, she gave me a nudge that actually I have not been thinking, and this thing is working for me. And that is why this is my plan for this year. For me, in the 2022, I want to enter 2020 like a boss. What am I going to do? Less of distraction. Instead of me allowing social media to distract me, I'm using social media. Look at what we are doing together now. We are connecting together, and we are sharing knowledge. We are explaining knowledge. And if this resonates with you, you can see that you can start from today by doing something on the social media. Every time you appear there, by not just consuming, but posting something, but sharing content, any knowledge you have, any insights you have, you are helping somebody you don't just know. Number one, I said for you to be able to start believing in yourself, this 3-step guide for you to start believing in yourself is number one. If anybody has ever done whatever thing you have desired to done before, it is a pointer that you can do it. And so decide to give away every negative belief system that have not helped you this far. Cut away from yourself association, relationship, friends, families that doesn't believe in what you are set out to do. And then commit to taking massive imperfect action. It is in those massive imperfect action that you will be able to learn. You will be able to say, oh, that time when I went live, I did not remember to click this button. Oh, this is what happened. Oh, that time when I wanted to present it, oh, I didn't remember all the things I practiced, And you start the process again and again, and you begin to become more confident and more proud. That is how the belief will begin to rise. And the third thing is, develop a new and consistent process of giving yourself, of committing yourself to striving in anything you don't know. That is getting skill. It is consistency. It is the word consistency. That is the word I want you to note. It is your commitment to consistently commit to doing that thing you know you love to do. See, a lot of what, by virtue of what is happening now, maybe you are working at a job now that is not what you love. But because you have family to fend for, you just have to survive. You are going there to work. But you know inside of you there is more to your life than what you are doing. That is why I'm here. I am here to let you know that after you finish your 9 to 5 job, the remaining 5 to 9 of the next day is for you to start using it to commit to the process that is going to deliver to you that future you want in 5 years from now. That what is separating you from where you are now to where you desire, it is just a matter of the decision, the commitment to consistently believe in that process and to keep watering that process. Keep, when you plant a seed, you don't just leave it and abandon it. Keep watering it, keep putting water, weeding and doing everything that is possible to make sure it's keep growing until you see that picture you're expecting. And it's never going to happen just by accident. And that is the irony of what is happening today, that somebody just say sitting down and you have no skill, you did not do anything, somebody just dump money into your account. I don't believe in that. So I believe that we can change our course. And I want to remind you, as I round up this 30 minutes, that we never attract any good to our life if you continue to postpone it. Let me say it in this way. See, if you say, I'm not ready today, I know I need to change, but I'm not ready now, maybe next year. By the time it is next year, by the time it is 5 years, you will discover that same you that you did not do nothing about you today, it is that same you that are going to meet in 5 years from now. But if you do something now, today, so that the future you will not live in any form of regret, and you will never have any cause to begin to say why, and begin to doubt, and this is what you start to do now. So imagine your future self, as I round up, and helping you to believe in yourself and having faith in yourself, because God already has given you everything you need. Imagine your future self 5 years from now. What do you need to start committing to doing from today? Even if it's just 5 minutes every day, you just do it. It is just like a drop of water that is going to become a mighty ocean. That is it, friends. So those are the 3 things that I want to leave with us. Decide to cut away from everything that reminds you of your past. Commit to taking massive, consistent action. I believe in progress. I don't believe in perfection, even though I don't want to say that will not make me to walk towards excellence. But I want to make sure that I am doing something little, no matter how little it is, in line of what I have decided to do. And then the last one is, it must become a belief that is constant, something that nobody can talk it out of. And how do you do that? You make sure, as a matter of fact, to surround yourself with people that are going to where you're going. Because some of us in our family, nobody believes in what you believe, or some people cannot even, they are just thinking you are wasting your time. You just come and sit down on social media, and only how many people are just attending, and you are telling yourself you are doing. But something is happening, and that is the process. Because there is always a process and a price to pay to get to any destination. And that is what you are seeing. When you begin to attract people that are going to the same place you are going, their motivation, their momentum, their energy will rub on you. They will begin to show you insights. They will begin to show you tips. They will begin to give you more depth into what you are looking for. And before you know, you are able to condense years and decades into days. And that is the secret. And that is it. Friends, thank you very much for watching. I have made up my mind that I won't make it long, so that we can always come back. So I'm leaving this point to that. When you imagine your future self, what are the 3 words you want to be described with by starting to believe in yourself today, starting to change yourself, a new identity for yourself today? I want you to write 3 words that you will want your future self to be addressed with. You know how you are being addressed now. Nobody sees you. They just look down at you. Nobody even pay attention to you. Even you don't even have any followership. That is today. But starting from today, with this new belief and this new empowerment that you have gotten, I want you to write 3 words that you will want your future self to be described with. And I'll see you tomorrow. I thank you very much. I appreciate every one of you. Frederick, I thank you. Biola Oshogunyowo, thank you very much. Ufoma, you are a darling. Thank you very much, Suad, and everybody that is able to join. I'm very grateful. I'm so grateful. Thank you very much. Adedeji, thank you, Madam Emily, everybody, and those of you that join on the YouTube. I'm so grateful. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. So in rounding up, don't forget, tomorrow is another day, and we're going to be considering another part of self-business, and that is self-awareness. See, because everything we are doing, we are going to be building it on each other. Awareness, self-awareness. How much of yourself are you aware of? How much of you do you know? So when you start believing that this is you, but how do you now merge that with the real awareness that you need to inform you on the decision you need to take? That is tomorrow. Until I see you tomorrow, thank you. The whole month of September, it is for self-love. It is helping us to commit to 30 days blast of self-love, loving yourself, believing in yourself, committing to yourself, and crushing it and going to the next level of momentum that will make you to see the next level of your growth to the desired end you want in life. I can't stop loving you. Thank you, everybody. God bless you. This is the end of the podcast for today. Bye. Don't forget to write those 3 words. Write and put it in the comment. That feature you, how you want it to be addressed. For me, I want to see myself in my generation. I am going to lead the revolution of women that are going to stop poverty. I am leaving behind everything that my past has told me. I am working and fast forwarding my growth. That I believe that I am one of those women that is going to be in the forefront of the change that is going to help women become more and more assertive and be able to face everything that has challenged womanhood, and we're able to get the voice back, our voice back, and get us to begin to do what we have thought we are unable to do. Thank you very much. Bye. Yeah. Hi everybody.